It is your program of choice, Health Affair on AIT, a platform where we focus on public health issues, challenges of women and children with a view to find lasting solutions. I am your regular anchor, Ushuomowa Daniels. Nigeria, according to Pediatric Association, has the highest number of infant mortality globally. On the program today, we'll be looking at the situation and why it is so. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back after the news segment.
Lagos State, as a coastal city, is prone to flood, a situation made worse by its poor drainage systems and the common practice of indiscriminate dumping of waste. It was therefore a pleasant surprise to many residents, especially environmental and climate change advocates who applauded the announcement on styrofoam and other single-room plastic use ban by the Lagos State government on Sunday, 21st of January, 2024.
I commend the Lagos State government for taking the bold step to do this, and I also urge other states and the federal government to take a cue. It will become much easier if everybody embrace that policy so that we'll solve it at a national problem.
Plastic pollution is one of the major culprits towards methane emission into the atmosphere. It's part of the emissions that are contributing to the greenhouse gases, which by extension it is being released into the atmosphere and depleting the ozone layer. I think the ban on the plastic pollution is a call for action, and it's something that the residents of Lagos State should collaborate and show understanding with the Lagos State government in compliance.
People they take and they sell food, and because of people they take and they go out, but they go say, give me food for take away, or give me food for plastic take away. But as government don't ban that now, we don't know what to do.
We take out and provide another alternative for us so that we can use it for the customer, because without that, there's no way how we can make our sales.
Apart from the styrofoam takeaway plates, categorically indicated by the ban policy, plastic straws, balloon, beverage cups, plastic spoons, pure water sachets, and polythene bags, according to the experts, fall under the category of single-use plastics, and this, they say, requires more education and clarification to prevent abuse.
What is the so-called single plastic? They should give examples. They should do a lot of public education, telling people exactly what and what we are banned, so that people will not take undue advantage and start abusing it and saying other things. And in Nigeria, you know that people catch up on people's ignorance.
You cannot just do a one-day law and expect it to become, that accepted and effective. You have to give some moratorium. You have to do consultation. We need to now engage citizens. It's for the future of life on the planet. But notwithstanding that, people need to survive in the immediate, and it is only through enlightenment and deliberate interventionist program that will help them to navigate the immediate difficulty that this ban will bring upon them.
Apart from the negative environmental impact of these plastics, they have been linked to some life-threatening health conditions when subjected to it.
When it's being burnt, the particles, the fine particles, go into the air we breathe. That's part of why we're having cancers now.
Though this decision by the Lagos State government is to benefit of all and the future of the environment, experts are asking for a brace-up by the government for the expected stiff opposition by manufacturers of plastics, distributors, and those who benefit economically from plastic materials. The Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resource, Tokunbo Wahab, has appealed to water producers in the state to support the health and environment themes agenda of the government to save lives. This is coming a few days after the ban of styrofoam plates and other single-use plastics by the government of Lagos State in the interest of public health and environmental sustainability.
We are here to support you. As a government, we are putting all our strength behind us. So some of your members need to be carried along too. Tell them why we're doing it. It's not about the end. It's not about hurting businesses. No. It's about life. The numbers are not looking good when we talk about cancer and other health challenges that come out of these usages.
We appreciate your contribution to the local economy of the state. You employ people. So you are doing well, but we cannot operate like a banana republic. And that's why there are laws. Of course, there's a direct nexus between public health and drinking water. Our activities can lead to situations that somebody else may take it at the other side of the divide. And what do we have? We have increased disease burden.
Issues around quackery in water production, increased taxation, and high cost of production materials also came to the fore at a stakeholders' engagement with water producers in Lagos State.
Your packaging can be, wherever people pick up your packages and do that recyclable thing, if you recycle those things, create a business around recycling, then we will support you too. But what we don't want people to use are those plastics that are not degradable.
We are ready to work with you to achieve clean and wholesome water for Lagosians. Put us in your regulatory policies to checkmate the water producers. Because it's only the rat in the house that can tell the one in the bush where Madam keep her money. I want you people to liaise with NAFDAC so that all of you will be on the same page.
There are over 2,000 producers of drinking water in Lagos State whose activities directly impact on the health of people and the environment through their waste disposal, especially the pure water sachets, which falls under the single-use plastics.
Welcome back. We have with us on the program today Professor Chris Esezoba to x-ray health care of children in Nigeria and why the high mortality rates.
A healthy population, people often say, builds a prosperous nation. But many Nigerians are threatened on a daily basis and die needlessly due to diseases, poor health care, malnutrition, and lack of access to relevant health information. The sorry state of our health infrastructure is also a major challenge. On Health Affair, Oshomo Daniels brings these challenges to the attention of relevant authorities for a lasting solution. For sponsorship and advert placements, please call the numbers showing on your screen. Health Affair, your access to good health through relevant information.
Under 5 mortality means that if 1,000 children are born today in Nigeria, how many of them will not get to their 5th birthday? Currently for Nigeria, that's about 112. For every 1,000 children born today, 112 will not see their 5th birthday. You want to know what it is in, for instance, I like using Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, only 50-something will not see their 5th birthday. Afghanistan has been in war since maybe in the 80s, perpetually in war. But their children are surviving better than our children here. Somalia, since the 1990s, have been what we call a failed state. Their children are doing, even Gaza, Palestine, their children, 1,000 children are born today in Gaza. Much fewer numbers will die, will not see their favorite compared to Nigeria. So we are not doing well. I've used those examples just to make the point that we are not doing well. And we have money, what we call GDP per capita, more than these countries I've mentioned. So why are they doing better? Ghana is almost half of that number, as in their health is much better. And our GDP per capita is more than that of Ghana. So why are these countries that have less money, that are less rich, doing better than Nigerians? So many reasons, and that's what we're trying to add. But a big chunk of it is that our children are not receiving the vaccines. Vaccines are the most important discoveries in medicine, or even in the human race. Vaccines have made us to survive, made many countries to survive, to eradicate common childhood illnesses. Many of these vaccines have been around for more than 40-50 years. The vaccines are freely available.
Why are they dying soon after birth? Because their survival is closely tied to that of the mother. So if the mother decides to go deliver in a place where when the baby comes out, the baby does not cry and needs help, and nobody is there to provide the proper care the baby needs to cry, that baby is not going to survive. And if that baby even survives, the baby may survive with significant brain damage. So our pregnant women need to get optimal care for our children to survive. They need to get their vaccines during pregnancy so that the children don't come down with, for instance, what we call tetanus in the first week, 2 weeks of life, which would almost mean death. Our pregnant women need to deliver in facilities in Lagos with all the health facilities, the general hospitals, the mother and child, all over in every local government here in Lagos. We still have a big chunk of our women that are not delivering in this place. Instead, they probably go deliver in churches, in mosques, and in other places where they will not get the necessary help for their child. So we need to sound this, tell the public with the help of organizations like AIT that these services are available, our mothers need to be using them. When our children develop yellowness of the eyes, jaundice, we hear all sorts of things that is pawpaw water and all. They know when your child develops yellowness of eye in the first few days of life, you must take your child to the hospital immediately, because within 3, 4, 5 days, that baby may become brain damage. But you need to come to the hospital to get the proper care. So these are some of the things that are killing our children. Our children need to be sleeping under insecticide-treated net. In many of the health facilities you go to government, these insecticide-treated nets are given free. But again, our parents aren't taking their children to health facilities. They are not going there, and because of that, they are not receiving. So there are many reasons why we are not doing well as a people. We need to safeguard the health of our most valuable assets. And when we say our most valuable assets, we mean our children. We don't have the manpower, for instance, in many areas, what we call the underserved area. And the rural area is largely part of that. But we know outside the capital of most states, many other areas are underserved. So we need to deploy technology. We need to look for a way where we can leverage the information technology to make this. Like I was giving a simple instance. If there is no pediatrician in a health facility, for instance, let's say in my local government, but there is a nurse or there's what we call a community health extension worker, technology allows it that, they can communicate with me. They can show me pictures. I can join them virtually if they are seeing a difficult case and advise them. I can teach them. They don't have to leave their place of work, to come to a place. I can deploy technology to say, okay, you know what? You can develop yourself in this area. You can be trained to perform this particular service this way. So we need to leverage technology more. That's what we are trying to say. And during PANCOP, we have a session where we call about reaching children with optimal care, where IT and finance is an enabler. And we're trying to get that discussed and work out a way how we can improve optimal care by deploying technology, especially to the underserved area. So government, we want to say they need to do more. They need to address the push factors. They need to provide funding. Currently, this budget that will be implemented in 2024, maybe only about 6% is devoted to health. And here in Nigeria, the Abuja Declaration by African government was that we should be allocating about 15% of our budget to health. We're doing only 6%. Yes, it's an improvement. Government needs to do more. For the public, what government is already doing, we need to take full advantage of it. I mentioned all the vaccines that are free. I mentioned all the health centers that are there, government, but we are not using them. For some reason, we have mistrust about everything that comes from government. And so the press needs to help us with that. These things are available. The vaccines, for instance, are available. The health, when you are pregnant, you need to go to a standard health facility and get care. When your children are sick, you need to visit the hospital as early as possible. It doesn't apply to children that, after 3 days, if symptoms persist after 3 days. That's not for children. 3 days is too long. If your child is not feeling well, please get to the health facility as quickly as possible. Essentially, I see children with kidney disease. Yes, just like adults, children have kidney disease. What must we do to protect them? These things we do to maintain health are the same things we necessarily need to do to protect the kidney. If you live healthy, if you're more active, if you avoid being overweight, if you exclusively breastfeed your children rather than relying heavily on infant formula, if you do not self-medicate, when you're sick, you visit the hospital as quickly as possible, then you're likely to remain healthy, and then you are likely to also protect the kidneys. There are some other ones, and then if you are unwell, come to the hospital quickly. Because for a lot of, so when children have malaria, for instance, the malaria we all have, it doesn't affect the kidney. But when the malaria becomes severe, it's likely to affect the kidney. If somebody has pneumonia, for example, which is a chest infection, initially only the lungs are affected. But if that chest infection is not treated early, it becomes severe, then the kidneys will be affected. If you just go to shops and buy NSAIDs, what we call NSAIDs, things like ibuprofen, things like diclofenac, you see people that tell themselves that ibuprofen works better than paracetamol. So when their children are sick, it is ibuprofen or diclofenac they give their children every day. That is wrong, because that has significant impact on the kidneys.
This I will wrap it up today. Thanks for spending your time with us. Let's do it again same time next week. And please do endeavor to advertise your health products and services on the platform. I remain yours truly, Ushuomowa Daniels. Please keep staying safe.